Welcome to the Campertrampers podcast. We're your hosts, Kirsten and Brian. I'm Kirsten, if you're wondering.
And this is episode numero uno. In our first episode, we're going to talk why we chose full-time camper living and what started it. So, Kirsten,
Yes.
Why don't you tell the people what started the idea? Because you were kind of the catalyst to this whole thing.
Well, let me tell. For me, this started back in 2017. I knew that my lease would be ending the following year, and I wanted to find a cheaper way to live for the summer. I only had one more trimester left in school. I'd only have to go to school a couple times a week, so I wanted to find a cheaper option to live outside, more close to nature, get out of the concrete city jungle, and even though technically suburbs, but to me that's city. And just save money, which I ended up saving so much money that summer just living in a camper, and I was outside way more. So Brian and I had talked shortly after moving me into the camper. Actually, we went on a hiking trip to the Smokies, and we spent most of that time actually planning and brainstorming ways that we could do this full time. How could we backpack more often? How could we be outside more and make that a larger part of our lives and our lifestyle?
Yep. Talked about it almost every day.
Yeah, and we met other people who were doing it full time. For example,
Spirit of Topanga.
Hey.
Those guys are cool. We will have them on eventually. They lived in a 53-foot bus.
Yeah, they renovated.
Old school bus. They renovated it, made it look just like those cabin diary photos of, small tiny homes.
So
really nice
cute.
people from Maine, I believe.
Yeah, so we got to meet them and we asked them a bunch of questions. We kind of bombarded them. I remember seeing them in the campground, and I told Brian, we need to talk to them because we had just been talking about how can we do this? How do other people do this? And coming up with our giant list of questions that we had.
Newbie questions.
Yeah, and we unloaded a few of those on them, which
they
we're
were
very grateful for.
Very happy to oblige. So
yeah, they were very
excited.
helpful. They kind of helped us narrow down what we actually wanted to live out of, which we'll talk about in another episode. Yeah, so after talking with them and meeting another couple who did a lot of backpacking trips, we were full of inspiration, full of ideas and motivation to figure this out. So we started looking at campers, both old and new, and on another trip that we had taken, Brian ended up coming across a super good deal on a camper, and we scooped it right up.
I bet you're wondering how we found the camper. We were in Idaho visiting Kirsten's family, her brother.
Helping him move.
Yeah, we drove across the country. That was fun. But one day we were sitting in the hotel lobby. We're all drinking some nice drinks from, was it Dutch Brothers Coffee? Great. Dutch Bros, yeah. Sitting around, I was getting bored, so I'm like, I'm just going to look at campers again. Hopped on Craigslist, which I'm not really a big fan of. But as soon as I typed in travel trailer, the 2003 R-Vision trail light popped up right near O'Hare, which was not too far from where we're living. The guy was asking, in my opinion, far too little. And it was one of those things where it's almost too good to be true.
He wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, the guy just wanted it off his hands. He had a bunch of people
keeping it,
bombarding him with messages because, like I said, he was selling it for too low. It was a good deal. I guess we were one of the only people that, held up our end, went and visited it. Really nice guy, Cubs fan. Camper was super clean. It was slightly broken into, but
well, he said he got a lot of people who asked about it, and there was a couple before us that wanted it, but they were that looked at it, but they were on the fence.
And we were already hopping over the fence.
Yeah,
we had
were
money in
next
hand.
in line.
Told the guy, like, hey, man, let's do this. And went back to his place. The wife gave the okay and did the paperwork. And it was like a week later or something. We picked it up, or a few days later, I think we picked it up. Drove that sucker home and parked it right in my driveway. And we got started just tearing it apart. You can pretty much see some of the demo on our website, Campertrampers.com. So pretty much the entire summer of 2018, we renovated the entire thing, taking out the bed, the dinette area, took out this nasty couch, turned it into a real nice little nook, we're gonna call it. And luckily my friend Kyle Kells, shout out Kyle Kells custom wood building, yeah,
Woodwork.
Kyle Kells Custom Woodwork on Facebook and Etsy. He helped us a lot. He's a man of many trades, but building stuff is his forte. He helped us put in our lovely bamboo flooring. He had a bunch of excess wood, so we made a nice live slabbed desk that we're recording on right now. Nice and sturdy.
Beautiful. It's one of my favorite parts
It
of
is.
the camper.
We ended up painting this thing, and we just did a ton of work. And in between all that, we did a lot of YouTubing.
We
a lot of
also
Googling.
did work that we ended up getting rid of. We did a lot of changing of plans.
Yep.
It was a lot of learning. We're still learning how we want it to be laid out,
Right.
but there was a lot of that.
We've
over the
repurposed a good amount of it, I think. So not all has gone to waste. We made it comfy enough the cats are constantly sleeping on something that looks really cozy.
year. Yeah, they have their own little nook now.
Yeah. So yeah, all summer.
I have a book nook.
She has a lot of books. So yeah, we just worked on this thing vigorously all summer long. Then winter came in, and we're just like, okay, well, let's take a step back. But then that's when we started working on the business part of stuff and getting things ready to go.
And upholstery.
Yeah, and upholstery. She turned out to be a great upholsterer. And then as soon as it got nice out, we wrapped this sucker up and made our first maiden voyage on May 1st, 2019. Gosh, it's crazy thinking about it for a whole year and working on it and then finally doing it. We were also thinking about all the whys.
We have a lot of whys.
Some say too many whys.
No, you can never have too many whys. These are our motivating factors. Part of our why is we want our work to revolve around our lifestyle, not our lifestyle to revolve around our work.
Because of that, we have to hunt down Wi-Fi like like our life depends on it.
Yeah, for now, which we were kind of laughing because we saw Heath and Alyssa, which they have helped us a lot. They don't know it, but they have with kind of figuring out our way around this. But they were talking about there's a book dedicated to finding Wi-Fi when you live on the road.
Yeah.
And we can very much
I get it now.
Yeah, we totally get that
get it
now. We also wanted to kind of spot out where we might want to live in the future. So traveling around the U.S., spending time in each place, not just kind of being a visitor, but really getting to know the area. So that's partly why we, in our plan, we are spending a month in each location so we can really get to know the area while working, not feeling rushed around, not wasting too much gas, just really getting to know the people.
That's how my grandpa found a lot of the places he lived. He would go on his motorcycle and he would ride around through southwest Wisconsin, the Driftless area, and found these small 300 population towns and these dirt roads down off a highway, found a plot of land, bought it, built a house, and then he lived in it for a little bit, and then he gets back on his bike and he goes out looking for new places, and then he's like, oh, I like this place. Boom, builds a house, lives in it. Except we're probably not going to build a house.
You never know.
Maybe. Another big reason for doing this is I have this obsession with being outside and in the woods. Doing wildlife photography has put me outside even more than normal, and I really just want to help people get to know nature more that don't go into nature a lot. They have these stigma is like, oh, there's bugs and there's ticks and there's all these things, da 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 da. All these animals are gross and you need to be,
Rodents.
yeah, like they think possums are a dirty creature, and they're one of the only they're the only marsupial we have in America. They cannot get Lyme disease. They're immune to that, and they're immune to many other diseases, and they can eat up to like 500 ticks a day. We should have an army of possums just eating all the ticks, and that way we don't have Lyme anymore.
Or at least a good balance.
Yeah. Through my wildlife photography, I extend that knowledge, so that way we have a different appreciation for them instead of just being nasty little critters.
Part of our motivation with Campertrampers is to just really help inspire others to live more fully and passionately, and also to just honestly share our experiences, because we know and we've already experienced some of the pitfalls of this type of lifestyle.
Like breaking the stabilizers that are not technically
Not
raising
jacks.
jacks, they're just stabilizers.
They're just stabilizers.
Man, what a noob rookie mistake.
Yeah, so we've already learned a few things along the way.
So now that we're doing this, how do you feel?
I feel great.
I feel stupendous.
I mean, it's only day 6?
Day 7.
Ooh, day 7. Yeah, that's true.
It's been
Started
it's
May.
already been a week.
Yeah.
Whoa,
week
that's
1.
weird. I forgot yesterday what day it was. I was like, what was it, Wednesday?
Yeah.
No, it was Wait, what's today? Today's Tuesday.
Today's
Jesus.
Tuesday.
See what
So
I mean?
almost a week. I mean, yeah.
Woo!
Technically tomorrow will be a week.
Yeah. We're slowly getting this thing figured out.
Yeah, we're still finding our routine. We're
It's becoming nicer.
organizing, unpacking,
Yeah.
still minimizing, essentializing.
Yes. I think next month we're gonna look back at the first month and be like, noobs.
Newbies,
Yeah, right.
rookies.
We're gonna roll up. I'm gonna back that thing up. we're gonna get that thing so level.
Back the thing up.
First night the thing was leaning to the right.
Very slanted.
Very slanted.
Very
We broke the jacks, and then I somehow got it somewhat level, but now it's a little back heavy. But you know.
Yeah, the refrigerator wasn't working. Water heater wasn't working yet. But Brian got that all squared away. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Pooh Bear.
Gotta do something around here, right?
So we'll have a lot more to come. We're gonna definitely share pros and cons as we go. We want to keep this as honest as we can.
Yep.
And we're just gonna see how long we can keep at it.
Well, I think that's it for now, right?
Yep, that's
All right.
it for now.
Cool. We will talk to you guys later.
All right.
Toodles.
Bye.